Hello everyone, this is little me. I am back with another video. So I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to call my channel, since the Celtic Fire wasn't exactly I don't exactly like the name, so yeah. So yeah, I'm still working on it. So until then, I'm still the Celtic Fire, and I'd like to welcome you back to my channel. So this is going to be a pretty long video, not 15 minutes long, but more than 6 or 7 minutes, because I kind of want to talk a little bit about something that's very deep and very personal for me, and something that I feel needs to be talked about because it really is not talked a lot and all that. So a vast majority of people that I've encountered that go into paganism, no matter what it is, they always state that one of the things that drew them away from monotheism was a lot of bad experiences within the religion. I am one of the very few, as far as I know of, that did not have a bad experience with religion growing up. Now, the only time I would actually consider it to be a bad moment was when I had to wear a skirt in 10-degree weather, and my aunt who died years ago, she literally freaked out when she saw how bad my legs were. I mean, they were red all over. I had no protection from the cold weather. And when I came back with a pair of pants on, my friends didn't want anything to do with me, which hurt a lot. And I really hope that they have grown and developed past that. But other than that, I really did not have a bad experience with religion. It was only later on down the road, after I had become a pagan, did I start seeing a lot of stuff the church was doing that was very, very bad and very, very wrong. So I became pagan when I was around 12, and for a very long time I was Wiccan, even though I started to try to practice other paths. I always seemed to steer back towards Wicca. So about going on 4 years ago, I discovered Druidry. Going on 4 years ago, I started practicing Druidry, but I discovered Druidry about 18 years ago, or no, 16 years ago. And I really loved the simplicity of Druidry, and definitely the lack of spell work, though there are a lot of Druids also call themselves a witch. I'm kind of still that a little bit, but I'm going to definitely be leaning away from that as time progresses. So I really like the simplicity of the religion. So when I decided, going on 4 years ago, that I was actually going to practice Druidry, I sort of ran into a wall a year after I started to practice it, and that is the form of my mother. I had these little Celtic figures, and my mother absolutely hated them, along with all the other statues that I had. So she kept on telling me basically that I need to put God first, and that I need to get rid of the statues. Well, I never did. And my mother never went in my room and threw them away physically. They either broke and I threw them away, or I just kept them at my altar. The reason that my mother never took them is because they were my property, and it's actually illegal to take property and throw it away. You could actually get into a lot of trouble for that. So So when she passed away last month, I went back into Wicca, and I was practicing that for a while, and then I did Cometicism, and I finally decided 2 weeks ago that I was going to return back to Druidry, and that would be my primary path. So, during the nearly 4 years that I had basically been in the oak closet, so to speak, with my practice, I really felt very disconnected with things. I felt, how should I say it? I felt like that I was calling myself a druid, but I actually was not practicing druidry. So every time that I would go out to do something, I would take a little bit longer to try to connect with the earth, and to connect with the energies of the earth, and to see what I could do as a druid. Unfortunately, my mind was so preoccupied with getting to where I needed to go so that my mother wouldn't basically blow my phone up, that I really didn't get a chance to do it. And that's why I do these little bitty rituals to regain that connection and to become one with the earth and become one with nature. So her being gone has been a benefit for my spiritual life as well as my religious life, because I do now have the ability to take my time and all that. So that is that's one thing. But it also really gave me, during the time that I was trying to practice Druidry and not doing it well because of the time constraint and because of the anxiety and all that stuff that was going with it, I really got to see how erratic evangelical Christians actually are. They don't like things that are different. They don't like things that are pagan. And me standing as a Druidess is the ultimate way of saying to my mother, you did not win. You and the people that you asked to pray to get me away from Wicca did not work. But it was an eye-opening experience, to say the least. The idea that there was a whole group of people that just could not stand the idea of freedom of religion for everyone was really disheartening. And it makes me never to want to set foot in another church as long as I live. I know it's not the same for everyone. I know there's still a lot of pagans that will go to a church for a wedding, but I'm never setting foot in a church. It just amazed me about how much hatred that a whole group of people can have toward another group of people. So now that I have my path settled on, I actually have a number of Druidic books on my Amazon Kindle that I'm actually going to get back into doing. I'm actually going to start back at the beginning of that one book and work my way through to the end, and then I will do a full book review of the book. But what I'm actually going to do as well, I'm going to turn this into my Druidic video journal, which sounds really cool. And sometimes it'll be filmed on my phone, especially if I am away from the apartment. But I'm going to try to do most of my videos at home, and I definitely am looking forward to doing them and all that. So at the end of at the end of each month, I will do a vlog about my experience with the book and all that. I'm actually going to buy a physical copy of the book so that I will have that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, be blessed.